Yo, thank you for listening to All in Our Heads with me and Joe Fernandez. We appreciate your listens, your downloads, your shares. We really do. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. And if you're new listening, you just stumbled upon us, what's the best way they can listen to us, Joe?
There's many great ways. Our favorite app is the Laughable.com app. You can get it in the iPhone App Store. It's not available for Android yet. Just go to laughable.com/download to get that. You can subscribe to our podcast as well as our individual pages, and you'll get an alert whenever we're on someone else's podcast. iTunes is always a good one as well. iHeartRadio if you're on Android. So those are our spots where you can listen. Today was a good podcast. We put it out a little late this week because Mikey Vegas was tired from his jet lag trip. And,
he was
exhausted. We talked about Mike's trip in Vegas. We talked about my experience seeing Bill Burr. Then we talked about Charlottesville, Virginia fiasco. And then we kind of did a little bit of religion talk. Not religion, I don't know.
Religion was used to make the point, but it wasn't really about religion.
Yeah, so it was a very long episode. So if you're a fan of the All in Our Heads podcast, then you'll really like this. 2 hours of comedy and politics.
Do 30 minutes a day.
30 minutes a day. That's all you need.
And then before you know it, a new episode will be out.
That's it, people. Check it out.
You're listening to All in Our Heads with Joe Fernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Hello?
Yo.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Do you hear an echo on your end?
No.
Hello?
No echo on my end.
Okay. Just because I have a earbud in that's also has that microphone that you could talk into.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if that'll, you have the microphone that you could talk into, and then I have the mic that I am talking into. I don't know if that will get in the way.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't see your face. Your video's not on. Oh.
All right.
There he is. Mikey Baseball Hats is back. Mikey Baseball Hats is back from Vegas. How was Vegas, baby?
It was Vegas. You know, it was Vegas.
Vegas.
It was Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Stays in
Vegas.
Vegas.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't. Yeah, but that's
what they mean by
bad,
that is
it's bad for
whatever money you bring to Vegas stays in Vegas. Is what they mean.
A lot of your money stay in Vegas.
It's a lot. Not but money stayed in Vegas.
Money stayed. Most of it stayed in Vegas.
No, well.
I saw you were playing poker, so that's always a good sign when I see you playing poker.
Versus sitting at a slot machine crying?
Well, yeah, because when I see that you're playing poker, I feel like even if you are a loser, you're enjoying yourself.
Right, and I won that.
But I feel like when you go hit those slots, there's no enjoyment. I've never seen you enjoy the. You're just like, oh, how am I gonna? I'm in the mood to fuck up my night right now. It's almost.
Yeah, I didn't play the slots this time. I really didn't.
Okay.
I mean, 20 here, $5, but nothing really. I really didn't play the slots. I played a poker tournament, and I won $400 in that poker tournament.
Yeah.
But none of that came back with me.
But you won it.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and I played roulette, and I played craps. So I for the week, you know what, man? I lost money, but it's like I.
But you gained experience.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? It is what it is. It wasn't like 7 minutes in front of a slot machine, and I'm like, fuck, I'm down 3,000. Like that wasn't happen. That didn't happen. So
yeah.
But it was a good trip overall. I mean, we recorded when I was out there, right? So that one day that we had the goal, my goal was to work on my act, differently, clean, and less
muscle.
Yeah, and less aggression and less, So I recorded. I have 6 recordings from that week. I didn't record Sunday, which was the best set of. I mean, I cursed, but it was the most fun set.
Right.
I didn't record it.
Yeah.
Walker. But I would say 3 out of the 6 for the majority of the show, I did calmer, like a little more like, I don't know how to say it, bubblier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little less aggression. Even though I'm aggressive, I'm still happy, but a lot less of the Jersey East Coast attitude.
Right.
Try to do it a little more softer.
Yeah,
So,
because people out of Jersey don't understand, like.
Yeah,
Like,
when
I
I say
remember-
my kids suck in Jersey, they're like, ha, they do suck. And you say your kids suck in Vegas, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't mean they like that. Like, even the joke that I have that I say, let me explain my kids how I say I have children at home. Let me explain this. My kids are old enough, if I leave them on the side of the road, it wouldn't be child abandonment. It'd be more like I moved on.
Yeah, I like that.
That not once got a laugh.
Really?
6 tapings, I bet not once got a laugh.
It's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's casino crowds. You just know.
absolutely. And
Probably a tough place to get a tape in a casino.
yeah, I mean, so I just watched 2 last night, and the one from Tuesday night, I went 25 minutes, like exactly what I wanted to do.
Okay.
It wasn't eruption of laughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was exactly what I want to do. Then the next Wednesday night was a lot more energy, clean, still like, refrain from the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But I only got into about 17 minutes before I dropped. I don't know if I dropped the F-bomb or I just said like, what, this is bullshit or something like that. And then once I did say that, I was like, I kind of like 3 minutes later did drop an F-bomb. I was going to ask if there's a way on iMovie because there's like 2 parts where I just mumble it. Like you can't even tell I said anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is there a way to drop the audio out of it for like that second?
Yeah, you could. You got to try and find some audio from like another part. You
Okay.
can kind of put in there, but it's got to seem seamless. Like you can't, if you see your mouth moving.
No, that's my point is you can't see my mouth moving on any of these.
Yeah, no, you could probably.
Like there are 2 like 2 things where I'm like, son of a bitch. Like you don't even see me move, and then I'm like, you fuck motherfucker, and like 2 times, like in that 23 minutes, only 2 times do I say anything remotely close to bad, and I don't say it where you can see it. It's both times throwaway lines where you can't even see my mouth move.
Yeah, you could try. It's tough with one camera to. Yeah, you have to try and it's tough. You got to find a good audio spot to.
What if you just took it out for that half a millisecond? It's like
Well,
gone.
but you'll hear sound drop. Like you need the room sound. Like you can't go from no. No, that's what you do. Like it's called room tone in editing. Like
Yeah.
you find, or just room. Every room has its own sound. So you take
Right.
it from a silent part and you plop it in there because it'll be obvious that you didn't edit if you just drop the sound and come back up. They're like,
Really? Even if it was like a blip of a less than a tenth of a second?
I mean, you could try it, but yeah,
Like just so you wouldn't hear fuck. Because it'd be like that. Like fuck. This mother, like that. Like fuck, like that. That's how quick it is.
yeah. I mean, you just gotta hope that whoever's watching it's stupid and like doesn't know what you were about to say.
You can't tell. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like, and this kid fucking, like nothing like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
It was both times was in like the throwaway tag part of the joke.
Yeah.
Like just me mumbling it, like this motherfucker, like that. You won't even know I'm saying words.
Yeah.
You don't even know that there was words being said. Just me, I'm talking like an asshole for no reason.
Yeah, but you know, people that watch tape, like they're looking for shit.
They won't see it though.
Okay, yeah, we'll try it. Yeah, drop it down. You
I will
should
try.
You should be able to just, put in, be able to drop the audio for one spot in iMovie.
Right. Okay. But I said anyway, 2 of them, one of them I went 25, one of them I went roughly 23 with 2 incidences like from 17 on. And then I haven't listened to the rest, but I remember like Thursday night, I probably got about 18 to 20 minutes in before I went to my regular thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Friday, I don't know if I tried Friday. I think Friday I was just like, I don't give a shit. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to work. I don't want to work on this. I just want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then Saturday I had a guy talk to over my set. So all you get is Angry Mike yelling at a guy. So Saturday's set sucked. Biggest crowd of the week. Saturday sucked.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God, he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
What was he saying?
Talking like if I started setting it up, like so I went to like just say I went to the airport, like yeah, fucking airport, right? And I'm like, I went to the bathroom, and when I came out of the bathroom, the guy, yeah, you're talking to the kid, like that. I'm like, oh, are you fucking nuts, man?
Ugh.
And I just kept telling him to shut up. And I mean, the club went over to him once or twice. Once they said you got to be quiet, and he couldn't. And then they were like waiting for me to finish to get him out because they didn't want to make it more disruptive for the show.
Oh my God.
So my 30 minutes, it was so fucked up because he wasn't doing it. Like he wasn't stepping on punchlines. He was stepping on right at the beginning, at the end of the setup, right before I jump into the fucking jokes. Set up the idea. So I was at the bathroom. I went over to the bathroom, and so I came out, and this woman's yelling at her kid, and right there, he'll be like, fucking kids, right? Like, and right there, I'm like, no, you just stopped all of the stuff. Now I can't. How am I getting into this joke? He did that with like at least 4 different setups. Right at the start of the punchlines of the stuff, he stepped on all the setups. So like, I can't go into punchlines. I didn't get finished with the setup. And there's parts of the tape, I didn't watch it, but where I bet you I go 20, maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds without saying a word, just standing on stage, rubbing my forehead like what am I, how do I get back to the momentum of that setup?
And this was
without doing it all over again.
This was like a
So
pact.
anyway, I was saying I was at the airport like that.
So you were doing it like that?
Well, that's the only way I could get back.
Yeah. Was the crowd on your side against him, or this is such a big crowd they couldn't even fucking tell?
They couldn't tell. And like at the only people immediately around him got it, but they're fucking touristy pussies, right? So when I was like telling them to shut up, they were just like sitting still, like, oh my God, is he yelling? Like, and then the people that couldn't hear didn't know why I was doing it. I look like a dick. And then so a woman came on my fan page and was like, we really enjoyed your show. We're sorry about that guy. I couldn't hear him talk, but my husband can hear what you were going through. So like, see, she couldn't. She had no idea why I was upset, but her husband understood why I was upset. So like, it just sucked. It sucked the whole set. Every time I'm like, he tried to sound like he was tough. And I'm like, where you from? Like, he was like probably in his 40s. I'm like, where you from? He's like, mother Brooklyn, father Bronx. I'm like, where are you from? It was like San Diego. I'm like, you sound like a pussy. He's San Diego. He's trying to act like he's from the East Coast. Just because I'm on stage, I'm bringing out this East Coast that doesn't exist in you. Shut your fucking mouth.
Did he heckle a headliner?
No, he got pulled.
Okay.
They kicked him out when I got off stage. The club, Brad Garrett's brother, called me back and was like, hey, man, I waited for you to go. I didn't want to make it more. Like I did. I had points where they enjoyed I was doing well, and then points where I wasn't because of him. And then at the last, I would say last 5 minutes, I got some momentum to close it out because they just told him, you're going to have to go.
Right.
If you don't shut up. And he was stopping talking, but they kicked him out between. Once I got off stage, they took him out. But I got some momentum. And then the guy, the kid, the guy who lights, oh my God. There's a guy who works in the sound booth. There's 2 dudes that work in the sound booth. On Monday was this Asian kid, EJ. he left for the week, so he wasn't there. So this other guy, Andre, came in. Andre, I time myself, right? I have my timer and I have a recorder on the stool. I always know where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they light me 5 minutes. They're supposed to light me 5 minutes in, right? Each night, I was getting lit at 23. I'm supposed to do 30.
Mm-hmm.
23, 24. I see when I get lit, I look down at my clock. I always do. I just want to see where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When they light me. And I'm like, all right, so I'm at 23. You're giving me a 5-minute light. You think I'm off at 28? No, I'm off at 30. I'm doing 30. You told me to do 30. It's not like we ran out of time.
Right.
So, and he would start flashing me at 28. So now we get this guy Friday nights talking, and he's flashing me. I'm like, are you serious? I have the microphone in the stand. I'm wrapping up the airport joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty much taking it home. Just let me finish on a strong note. I just want to finish good. This joke is going well. And the fucking guy's flashing the lights. I'm like, all right, bro.
You said that?
Yeah. And I did 30 minutes and 30 seconds. He's been flashing. He flashed me 3 different times. I did 30 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, my God.
Like, you see me, like, I've already been struggling this whole set. Now you're fucking flashing me? Let me finish happy. But he did it all week. And I told one of the managers, like, on Thursday, I'm like, he's just, like, getting a little happy with the light. Look, man, I understand how clubs work. If they need to get me, if I need to do shorter, they'll tell me I need to do shorter. But it's been 30 minutes each night. It's not been like, hey, man, we're running behind because the host went over or we started late. They start right on time, and the host was doing his 20 minutes right on the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Never once did he go over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they needed to fill it. Oh, we need to get this time back. It was never that point. So I never was aware or thinking, hey, man, you know what? We were running a little late. He's probably trying to get me off early. It was just like, I'm doing 30. You're lighting me at 27 and a half minutes again. Like, let me be, man. Where do you think I'm going? What do you think? I'm going to rev up my hour? Where am I going to go? 30 minutes and 45 seconds. One time I did 31 minutes.
Yeah.
I did 31 minutes once. The rest were 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 30 minutes, 45 seconds. 45 seconds over the mark. But I've been being flashed. I could see if I was getting flashed at the 45-second mark. I've been being flashed since 29 minutes, 28 minutes. I've been flashed. I'm like, where am I going? You want me to end now? It was just throwing me off. If you listen to every set, like the Wednesday set, I go, all right.
So this is more than one night you yell.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday, I was like, all right. And then I had to say to the audience, I'm sorry, there's something going on. I was like, what the fuck?
Everyone at you must think you're a maniac. They can't hear your heckler. You're just this fucking, that middle guy is fucking angry. He's doing good. Then he just goes, all right, already. I didn't even hear him set that joke up. I didn't even understand what already meant. Did you guys see that guy? He just says, all right, already. Dear Brad Guy, it's like the whole show, but that right already guy was. They ask him what the beginning of that joke is. Me and my wife were driving home. We're like, all right already. Really know?
I mean, it's a funny line. But
I feel it would go good somewhere if he said something before that. But he just kind of grabbed his forehead, stared at us, and goes, all right already. Maybe that's his new get it done. He's trying to get some traction, trying to get a hook. That's gonna be your new one. It's gonna be your next CD time. Mike Gaffney. All right already.
and again, like I know, I mean, there's no club that's going to say, I am a Mike goes 7 minutes over the light all the time. It's never. I understand time constraints, but we were right on time each night. So I'm like, if he's doing his 20, I'm going to get my 30 in, right? Why would I not get my 30 in?
Right.
Now, if the main manager, Paul, is there, like the last time I was in town, we had guest spots. So he would say, hey, we're anticipating a guest spot, so we might light you early. That's normal.
Yeah.
Now I'll know when the light goes off, it's 5 minutes from that light. But what I keep thinking is that this guy's not timing me. He's just assuming, let me light him now. And he's been lighting me 2 minutes early each night. So now he's flashing me because at his brain, I'm at 30 going over, but I'm only at 28. So I look back at the light like, I got it. I'm getting you. I get it. Where am I? You see me do this? Where am I going? What?
He's probably using like an old school clock that's not calibrated. It's not like we're all synced up on our phones. Like we're all on like God's clock. You know what I mean? Like it's like, no, this is the definite number of time on Earth.
Yeah.
For everybody. And he's looking at some old fucking rotary clock. Like he's got a cuckoo clock in there. It's a little off.
But we're all like, the show starts at 8, 20 after 8, I'm on. I go to what, 8:50? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like simple math. So like but each night he was light. So I told the manager, I'm like, he's just lighting me early. And the manager was like, yeah, sometimes he gets a little trigger happy with the light. I'm like, he's just flashed me.
Happy with the light. Did somebody whip him for allowing comics to run? I'm triggered. I'm playing it safe. Playing it safe, man. You never know. I was taking this job seriously. I studied my whole life to be a comedy club timer. And I'm not letting this opportunity pass by.
But other than that, little frustrations, but that's my own frustration. Again, the club is awesome.
Was
the
that
place?
Yeah.
What?
No, go ahead.
The place is awesome. I mean, Brad Garrett's comedy club is awesome. The staff, Ed is a manager there. Like Paul is Brad's brother. He's usually there, but he wasn't there until Saturday. Saturday and Sunday he was there. He was on vacation. But Ed is the manager that I've met, each time I've been there. And Ed's like an awesome dude. Hangs out, like just a really good kid. They really love they're professional, man. You got the green room, chock full of chocolate in every drawer you can open. There's chocolate everywhere.
Sounds like my kind of club.
Oh my God, man! There's at least 25 drawers in this big like cabinet, and it's all chocolate in all of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then chips and like the big drawers, like potato chips, and then they make their own comedy club like caramel popcorn. So you get.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I gotta get out there. Come here for the shows? No, the fucking food. Snacks. Comedy's okay.
I load up my backpack at night, just load up with chocolates and popcorn and waters, go to my room. Like,
is your room like another hotel? It seeed like when you were taking pictures of the MGM Grand, you were in some other hotel.
I was in Reno. You stay in Tower 3, the signature Tower 3 of the MGM properties. It is. I have a video. I'm gonna try to edit it, like make it like, like I can't show you the whole thing, but it's from my hotel room to the green room door is a 12-minute walk.
Wow.
Yeah. A 12-minute walk. So I videoed it. I kept my phone on, and I videoed the whole walk.
That's a good walk, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's Vegas, though. I mean, that's the weird thing about Vegas. Like, when I was there, like, you see these hotels, you're like, oh, let's go to that casino. It looks like it's right over there, and you're like, are we doing a 5K? Like,
no, but this is inside, man.
No, I know, but they're so big.
This is a 12-minute walk within the same facility.
Yeah.
It's not a 12-minute walk going out the building and down the street. You're in, you come down the elevator, you walk through hallways until you get to the MGM building, and then you got to walk to that. It's forever. It's forever. It's like so far. And then some, like, they have these like flying, like, the sidewalks, the moving sidewalks.
Yeah.
And these fucking lazy fucks just stand. You hear me on the video. Like, if I make the video, I put it up, you hear me just like, look at this. Look at these fucking people. Come on. Walk on this thing. You don't stand on the sidewalk thing. Lumber. It was like fucking wobbling. I just couldn't get around them. And we all funneled into this doorway, and I couldn't get around these two fucking wobblers. And I finally moved around them, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
I was worried you were having a bad time out there. I saw that one snap you had. It's like you with like a fucking like an emoji you with a Yankee hat and it has like a clock and you have this sad face. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, it's just it wasn't.
It's like, when is my time? I'm like, what the fuck that mean?
Yeah, like when is my time? Like it means like when am I not going to have to? When am I not going to be worrying about life? That's what I really meant. Like when is my time to not worry about life?
When you're dead.
But on Friday, I did the show at Brad's. And then I went over to a place called the hotel's called the D, with the host was hosting a show over there at it's called what the hell, Jokesters Comedy Club. It's in the D. Mm-hmm. And I got to do a guest spot over there. And there's probably like 80 people in the audience, but I got lucky. They said it was like a weird night, but they were like local, like LA, fucking Vegas-y people.
Uh-huh.
And I just did 7-minute guest spot, but that 7-minute guest spot, aside from Sunday's show at Brad Garrett's, was probably the most fun I had on stage.
Mm.
They got everything I said.
That's
when
good.
I walked out, the first line I gave them, they were like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "This is what I'm talking about. This is a comedy crowd. They understand nuances. They understand words. They understand inflections. They understand it.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Yeah, you can go to a casino. A casino is not a comedy club crowd. They're just not. That, especially like at the MGM, you have people with a little bit of money. You know, they came there on vacation with their wives or their husbands and family. They're going to get some dinner and take in some entertainment, do a little game. They're going to do it all.
Right.
So this is just part of their itinerary for a 3-day weekend. This isn't a destination comedy.
Yeah.
And it's just so it's like they're fun, but they're not the sharpest. And I'm not saying my material's so smart, but it's I think it's all in the delivery and the nuances of comedy and you throw lines you throw away lines. People in comedy clubs get it, like your taglines, like comedy fans and nerds, they hear it all.
Casino comedy's so different. Everyone says it. It's just, especially if they're not there to see you. You know what I mean? It's just different. It's different. It's a different.
They don't comp a lot at the MGM for this club. So they do have some comps, but people pay to come to this show, and it's not a cheap ticket.
Yeah, but it's fucking Vegas. They're either lost a bunch of money, they're fucking in a coma from a bunch of food, or they're drunk, or fucking. Ain't nobody just working coming out for the show. No, that's what I'm saying. They've been at the pool all day, baking in the sun, getting drunk, and now they're coming here. Yeah. At night, that's why comedy doesn't work in like fucking like Caribbean places a lot. It's like it always does okay because like people are already happy, man. They're on vacation. I'm fucking all I can eat, all I can drink. Right. I ain't got nothing. It's like I don't need you. Yeah. I'm already happy. Yeah. So like it's just a little bit. I even talked to the other comics about it. I was on the show. The host was Derek Richards. He's a Vegas guy, lives there, been doing comedy forever. He actually we just happened to work with Mark Rigodona, and he was texting Mark. He's like, "Oh, you know Mark Rigodona?" So he hosted, and then like I said, he got me a spot over there at Jokesters. And then the headliner was Sean Jones. He's a black dude from I think he lives in South Carolina now, but he started in Atlanta, and then he moved to LA for a little while. Now he's back on the East Coast. But nice guys, nice dudes. And then George Wallace came in Friday and did a guest spot. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Love George Wallace. Funny dude, nice guy, sweetheart of a guy. When I say he was, I was like, we were just talking about weight, and I was like, what's your weight for your size supposed to be? And he's like, man, why the fuck would you ask me that question? Why the fuck would you think I know that answer? Like, why the fuck you ask a stupid question like that? But it was the room I got there early Monday morning, so you don't check until 3:00. I got there at 9:15. In the morning?
Yeah.
What time did you leave New Jersey?
6. 6:30, 3-hour difference.
Yeah. Ugh.
So I was there at 9:15, and
No early check-ins?
they actually let me, because I told them I was working for Brad Garrett's room. They said, let's see. She goes, actually, we don't have anything, but I can upgrade you. I'm like, no, I don't upgrade me. I'll wait. It's just the way it's not going to upgrade. It's their dime. I'm not doing that. And she was like, no, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. And they upgraded me to a suite.
Nice.
So I like a little balcony, a huge living room, kitchen, separate bedroom, 2 full beds.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Like the movie
I
Big.
didn't mind going. Yeah, I didn't mind going back to the room. Like every night, I go perform. After I perform, I go down to the cafeteria, the employee cafeteria, grab some food, have my snacks in my bag. You know what I mean? Walk back to my room. I get back to my room by 10:30. 10:30, the latest. Usually 10:30. I'm back in my hotel room. Put the TV on, get relaxed, get comfortable, eat some snacks, watch some television, fall asleep like 12:30. And I was happy with that. I'm like, I like this. I like this. It's nice and relaxing. What do I got to do? Well, I got to look for a club.
Yeah, that's a good thing about being old. You're just like, I don't gotta be nowhere.
I don't have to.
Like you're young, you feel like this urge, like, man, I gotta be doing
Vegas,
shit.
I should make stuff happen. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe when I posted that picture, maybe I was like, what am I doing here? Fucking just hanging out in a room. Let's go do something. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I was excited to get back to my room. Dump my bag of snacks out on the coffee table, just sit there like a little kid, like I went Halloween, like I went trick or treating, like just.
Most single guys go get a prostitute. Mike Gaffney gets candy.
Gotta get candy.
What am I gonna do with this sweet they gave me? Should I get a whore? Snickers. I think I'm gonna get Snickers instead.
Yeah, I got Snickers. You ever get the Snickers peanut butter thing? Like it's like a little square.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They come
my
in
God.
2 little squares.
Yep.
They're nice.
They are nice.
No.
He had a whole drawer of those. I ate about 20 of those this week. So that's like the relaxing part. And like I worked on the act and I got to work on some jokes and I had a good time. I mean, you just, every time you go out there, you're like, I hope they're, and aside from Saturday's heckler, every audience was, some were really great and some were they were good. They weren't bad at all.
Yeah.
Like on my Tuesday set, it's so messed up. Like I was doing well. I looked like I was having fun and it wasn't, and it was okay. It wasn't great response, but it was okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like on this momentum talking about my kids and then like somebody whistled. I was like, I love my kids very much. I just don't like them. I like them very little. And somebody was like, woo, whistled. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of parents I want in my life. And then I just, for like 10 seconds, got angry. And I was like, so if you think like your kids are awesome, don't follow me on Facebook. Don't talk to me after the show. Don't look for me. I don't want to know what's going on in your life. And I got no laughs on this. But like I was happy until like that for 10 seconds. I yelled at the people who have a problem with me talking about my kids.
Uh-huh.
And then went back to Happy Mike again. But like right in the middle, like 17 minutes in, I'm like, why did you have to divert for that 10 seconds to asshole Mike?
You were feeling it.
Yeah.
You were feeling it.
So Vegas is Vegas. And you know what? I like it and I can't wait to go back.
There you go. Nice.
What you do this weekend?
This weekend, Wednesday, Thursday, I was at Uncle Vinny's. They had good shows there. Thursday, headlining there. Wednesday's show was, great audience, and it was cool because people came out to see me that I don't know personally. So,
nice. Man.
Made me feel good. The people said, "Oh, we've seen you here before. We came back to see you again." Like this one woman goes, she goes, "You were so great. I've seen you before." She goes, she goes, "You're so funny on Facebook too." She's like, "And everybody, you should follow him. He's got a cute dog. That dog is so cute."
She did that in the audience?
Like as people were walking out, like
Oh,
because
wow.
I
Oh,
was
that's
greeting
cute.
the audience as they were leaving,
That's nice.
and then was that that was first night. I think I posted a video on my Instagram and Facebook about this old guy Chip. After, as I'm sitting by the door just shaking hands, I go, "Did you have a good time, sir?" He's like, "Yeah, you're very funny, kid. Too many butt jokes." So then I was like, let me go outside. This guy seems funny.
Yeah,
And I do a video of him, and then his wife chimes in, which made it even funnier. It was like the
Right.
greatest.
Yeah, I saw it.
So
it was funny.
go on my Facebook if you haven't seen the video. It's just this couple outside after my show telling me about butt humor. It was pretty funny. The second night I get in there, it looks light. I'm like, shit. It's just like, I walk in, there's like about 6 people.
Right.
And I'm like, sucks. And then I'm looking out the window and I see this trail of people I know. My friend Frank, his wife.
Right.
My friend, like these guys from my dad's hunting club, like this line of people. I'm like, of course they couldn't come out last night.
Yeah, right.
When the crowd was amazing, they come out when there's 6 people, and they're gonna make it so we're gonna have a show. It's gonna be 6. It's gonna be 12 people, 6 of which
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
You're just like, this is. But then it wound up filling in. It was
nice.
It was real. I mean, it was weird because they were tight for the opener. Like they were just not giving a lot, like giving some. And I'm like sitting there with the waitress. I'm like, do they suck?
Yeah,
She's like, I think they suck. I'm like, of course they suck. So like, I've been like the night before, I've been going up with a plan. I'm trying to like chunk out the material and do like this different order. And it was really cool the first night because I went up with this plan from all this work I've been doing, and I hit 45 minutes. I didn't even get to like some of my great stuff.
Right.
I left so much out of like my current good stuff that I definitely want on the special.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, that felt good to be at the end of the time he wanted me to do. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even get to that. So the second night when I see them all shitty, I'm like, I go to the waitress. I was like, yo, Jackie, I'm like, I'm not working on that shit tonight. I think I'm just gonna have to work for it tonight. So this plan's going out the door. I'm doing whatever. I'm seeing what I can get out of them.
Right.
And then as I was walking up stage, I go, just fucking do your plan, you pussy.
Yeah.
The fuck kind of like be a man,
Right.
do your work.
Right.
And I went up and I did my plan, and it went over great. And they wound up being a great crowd.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean? So it was just it's so weird because you're just like I just wanted to like lambaste them like 15 minutes in and be like, wow, are you such a weird for Tim?
Right.
Like he was telling jokes too. Like why?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what? Like I just wanted to like fucking reprimand them.
Maybe not settled in?
Yeah, I guess they weren't settled in, and they were just. I mean, like you would have thought they were a bad crowd, but they wound up being a great crowd. It was very odd, very odd.
Right.
Like they turned it on for me.
Okay.
It was almost like, oh, here's the opener. We're gonna not. It seemed like they were like, oh, this is the opener. We're just gonna be dismissive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it. Like he can't possibly be good.
That's what it seemed like they were, because he's doing these jokes that I've worked with him before. It's like jokes that are like, no, like you work with someone a few times, you're like, oh, this joke's no doubt with him.
Yeah, right.
That's a no doubter, and it's like a you're like, what?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh man. But I didn't get my head about it, so that was good.
Well, that's good.
I got work done, and it's weird though. I get excited about when I go up when I feel like I worked on something.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then I wound up writing some extra tags on stage at Uncle Vinny's because I was just so comfortable there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So and then I was off over the weekend. I took Kerry to see Bill Burr at the
Oh,
Count
how was
Basie.
that? I was going to text you, but I figured I'll talk to you about it.
Bro, I think it was the greatest
funny. I know.
comedy show.
He's going to be good one day. He'll be good.
It was the greatest comedy. I think it's the greatest stand-up show I've seen.
Really? That's awesome.
Like he is. Notice it's like he's so good, man. But it's like it's inspiring because like how he works material and he just tries to make new shit all the time.
Right.
I was just. Even Kerry was saying, because Kerry's like, she's seen so much comedy, she's desensitized.
Yeah.
And it's like, we were fucking belly laughing, man.
Really?
He
That's awesome.
even had some heckle. He had to deal with some fucking asshole in the crowd. It was like kept
Right.
yelling out like his sponsors for his podcast.
Okay.
Kept going like ZipRecruiter, and he's like, "Why are you saying it?" And he was like, "Dude, I've let you say it a few times, but you're being a fucking dick." He's like, "I've never thrown anybody out of a show, and I have a
Right.
feeling this is gonna be the first." Then the security guard started coming by, and Bill's like, "No, don't." He's like, "See, do you think that guy gives a fuck?" He's pointing at the security guard. He's like, he's waiting for me to give him the go ahead.
Where was it at? Count Basie?
Count Basie Theater.
Oh, nice.
But just, dude, oh my God. I can't wait to see the special. Because to me, it could have been filmed that night.
Oh, really?
I mean, he did get on people for going on their cell phones. He was flipping out on people. Like,
That's
and
good.
you can't not, he goes, but I gave you credit. You do let me get the joke out, and then you look down.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll give you that. But he's like, Jesus. The guy's like, I'm checking the score, boss. And he's like, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change if you don't check it. Like, you're not controlling the game. But it's like, but his material is so good, dude. It's like this whole thing about supporting troops and
Right.
I don't even want to try and do any of his jokes, but I would highly recommend if he comes back in the area, just go with somebody. Just go see him.
Right.
Because
Okay.
it's inspiring how amazing he is. Because you're just
Right.
like, he's the best comic living today.
Right.
There's no doubt. And I feel like you have to see him live
To get it.
to get it. I mean, you know it. You hear his you see his stand up on TV.
Right.
But when you're there, it's just so good. I don't even know how to like put it into words to properly tell people. Like it's just like, and especially because we're comedians, we know you're just like, this guy's a genius
Right.
comedian. Like he's just the way he just marches. It's almost like you're watching a guy in a train of thought. Like he's just pacing the stage and he's just ranting these things, and it's just so fucking funny.
Right.
And Brett Ernst opened for him, and he was
That's
amazing.
a funny dude, right?
Dude, that dude is freaking funny, man. He just like he had this description for somebody. He was like he's married now, and like whatever, like his wife's friends like married to like a hipster guy.
Right.
And I forget what his nickname. He was just like he considers him like a pansy. You know what I mean? He's like, he's like the kind of guy that like uses the stairs to get into a swimming pool.
Yeah.
I thought that description of a guy was so fucking funny. You know, the type of guy that uses the stairs to get into a swimming pool.
That is definitely like a different way, a unique way to describe a pussy.
He was so, because he comes in, he was really great too, man. He comes out very chill.
Right.
Just kind of chill and just builds.
Right.
And that's one thing I know, like Bill Burr. It's like I'm just watching. It's like the way they just build. It's just,
Right,
I don't
like-
know. It's
This whole thing, like that illusion of like, oh, you got to come out and hammer him right away. It's like, you don't have to do that.
no.
You come out and you can rev it up.
Yeah.
You know, get it going. Like, hey, let everybody get settled in. Like, everybody starts focusing on what you're saying, all your words, and then you can start to rev. Why you have to come in? Hey, I'm hilarious. Why are you such a pussy? You can't be on stage for 10 seconds not thinking and having people not think you're funny. You'll be funny.
Well, that's what I was noticing about, like in hindsight. Like I'm going back to my sets. I performed Wednesday, Thursday, saw Burr on Friday. So I'm going back, listening to my sets, and it's like, you know, I started with something totally I've never started with before.
Right.
And I started with, you know, the whole like coffee enema addiction chunk I have now. And then I brought it into my addiction, which I haven't done. So it's like, it's like slow build, because the addiction, people are like, they don't know how to take it at first.
Yeah.
But then it slow builds, then goes to the food, and it's building to like some of my best stuff that I used to like come out of the gate with and like hammer.
Right. Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, okay, and like it was almost like I needed to see that Friday night to watch these two like genius comics build.
Right.
And then I connected it with what I did the other night unintentionally.
Right.
Over 2 nights. It's like, oh, okay, because I'm thinking, oh, I have to get this stuff better. But then when I listen, I'm like, no, I'm building.
Right.
I was building to.
Right.
It was almost like, you know, like you try and believe like in these like things happen for a reason thing. Like
Yeah.
you do
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
thing, it felt uncomfortable, then you see somebody do it on a genius level.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? You're like, okay,
Yes.
like I'm still learning. Like I get it
Right.
now.
Yeah.
But like, bro, like there's the type of laughing he had us doing was type where like I start laughing, then I look over at James and Kerry and Annette, and they're like look over to me laughing like you believe he said no. You know, it's like you laughing looking at Bill Burr, then you're looking over to your friends like you want to enjoy with you too, and then you turn back. It was that fun. You're just it's amazing. I don't know, man. It was like $85 a ticket. I felt like
Worth every dime.
every dime, dude.
You guys were close too, right? How many?
Yeah, like 10th row.
Nice.
When I go see a comic, I got to be right up in there.
Yeah, no,
I
you
got to
can't
spend
be
the
in the
extra.
balcony.
I can't be. No, I can't be in. One time I saw Kevin James in the balcony because I got free tickets,
Right.
and he murdered, but I didn't feel connected.
Right.
You know, because you're just like looking down like on somebody's head. You're like, I don't
Yeah.
even know if he knows we're up here.
Did Bill Burr's was sold out? 2,300, whatever that fits.
Yeah, he sold out for 3 nights:
Well, that's decent.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I guess he can fill seats.
But yeah, I mean, he's at the level he gets a standing ovation upon entering stage.
Absolutely.
And standing ovation at the end. It's just like,
Right.
just so good, man. It's just so good. I can't even attempt the jokes he did. Like you can't even like
Right.
retell a joke because it's just these long, great things that you've never heard before. You're like, oh,
Right.
or like stuff he's taking chances on with some
Right.
touchy stuff.
Right,
You're
right.
like, well, that guy's got balls, man.
Yeah.
But when you're at that, you always got like I always like because like you watch a guy like that and you're like, oh man, I suck. But then you're like, he's doing it 30 years. You're doing it 12.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Absolutely.
you know that you don't have to, you know what I mean? But but I didn't watch it like that. I didn't feel that with him. I felt inspired by him. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to go work harder. Like
Right,
it made me
right.
like, man, that's like high level. Like if you just keep, even if you don't get success, like just high level of performance and material, even if nobody knows who you are, like just to be able to do it on like on
Right.
stage, that smoothness and just like even like it sucks to see him deal with like hecklers and bad comics, but it's almost like man, even like how big do you have to be before they just shut
Right.
the fuck up
Yeah.
or they get off their phones? It's like this whole theater's here to see him.
And he's still got to deal with it.
Still got, and it wasn't like a broad with her phone. Like I'm not like a guy dragged this girl and she thinks he's chauvinist, so she's not listening to him. It's like a guy
Right.
checking his sports score. It's like,
And like, and for the guy to say, yeah, I'm checking on the Boston game. Who gives a fuck?
yeah,
Yeah, oh, you're checking on the ball. Who cares? You're just 100 people here trying to enjoy a show. Who gives a fuck about the game? Ugh.
yeah. So that was good.
There's a part on my weekend. I wanted to. It's just a crowd interaction, just a funny thing. There was a guy. He must have been. I think he was like 34, and he was with a girl. She was 24. Mm-hmm. And I had been doing. I was been on stage for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I was like, so how old are you? 24. And to the girl, and I was like, how old are you? And he's like, 34, just saying. And the crowd was like, nice job. I like that. And then everyone like, whoa, like kind of like, whoa, like because of the age difference. I was like, nah, dude, this is a good guy right here, man. That dude, not a lot of teachers are dedicated to take their one student out on a field trip before the school year. That's a good teacher right there. The whole play, I got like an applause break for that. I'm like, that's a good teacher, man. I wish other teachers were dedicated like him.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that are fun in the show, but that doesn't it doesn't make the show.
Yeah.
It's like fun. Like the host was like, I busted my chops because on Saturday, like I said, the guy talked and didn't do well, and I think he was just trying to bust balls, but saying like, they were great for me or something like that. He said. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, cool, and I was like, yeah. It's easy to not hear a heckler when you don't stop talking for the whole time you're up there. And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, I'm not saying my jokes are smart, but I at least slow down a little bit and let them hear the setup. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just, what did he say? He's like, yeah, I fucked up. I'm just trying to make them laugh. I guess that's what they paid for. Like, boo.
Ugh, yeah, fucking Bo is right.
But I was talking to the headliner, and he, nice guy, very nice guy, and he was just talking about how, he wishes he can be a little more, and he's been doing it for a long time, but he wishes he can be more courageous, more like risk taking. He's like, he's afraid of the silence.
Yeah.
And this is a guy been doing it 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it was just good to have that conversation with him. And he's like, I'm the opposite. I'm not afraid of silence at all. I'm not.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me at all. I said, my problem is instead of just playing around with a joke, I find 2 or 3 punchlines and like from the night before, I'm like, there's where the joke is. Like, it's like, just because you found 2 punchlines yesterday don't mean you can't find 2 more today. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm guilty of that too.
My problem is I'll tell a joke once, get a couple of good laughs. Like, say I do it and it's a 1 minute chunk, a 1 minute joke, but only 30 seconds worked. The next night I do that joke, that's the 30 seconds I do. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't go any further past that. It's like, let's look for different stuff. So, I mean, I do that, but it's my biggest downfall is not doing that.
Yeah. That's where the work comes in. That's where I'm lazy. I'm like, this works. Move on. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's why
I remember.
Yeah.
We were talking and you were like, how you were listening to your set and like realizing that didn't get a laugh 7 times in a row. I think I got to drop that.
Yeah.
That night when I did the show, I listened to that recording the next day and that audio, and there's like a joke that I think is funny that I've said that I know hasn't been getting a laugh.
Yeah.
And I heard it not get a laugh in that recording. And I was like, so that next day, that next night on Wednesday night, I went and I kind of cut out everything that I didn't get a laugh the day before. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Not overall jokes, but little things that I think are funny, throwaway lines that just kind of make the joke go, bleh. You know what I mean? Just kind of like you just got a really good laugh and you killed it with that stupid tag of yours.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes the overall joke look corny or stupid because you fucking ended on a bleh. Saying like, It's like, ha, 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 what? Like, now you guys all forgot about the 4 laughs you had with it?
Yeah,
You're going to judge it all on this one? Yes, we are.
I was like, what was it, Thursday night? Or was it Wednesday night? One of the nights I just plopped that Natalie Holloway joke like right in the middle. I usually lead with that. It's like this whole thing I lead with, but I'm changing my order. So like I knew what I was starting with. I was like, all right, this is going to be my first beginning chunk. Then we're going to flow from there.
Right.
I just like, but they're loving me. I mean, loving me. I couldn't be doing better. I'm feeling good up there. And then I do it and it just gets a 0, like a -0.
Right.
Just like -20. It was just like went from love to like, what? like, and then I actually go, what are you, Natalie Holloway's family? I just said that because I let because I was proud of it. I let the bomb settle.
Right.
I didn't like race into like I mean went buh, and you're just like I just stared at them.
So you didn't get to do any other tags right there? You just said
no. I did it. I did finish the joke. I did go into what I'd normally do after that with being in Aruba with my wife, but the Natalie Holloway joke bombs like. I mean, from, man, this guy Joe is the greatest I've ever seen to, like, did you fucking just say that? Like, that's collectively how the whole room acted toward me. Right. I just stared at them. And I kind of, like, nodded my head left and right. And I go, what are you guys, Natalie Holloway's family? And then they kind of laughed at that. And then I moved on. But it was like, all right, that joke don't go there. Because that's I don't do a lot of those where it's like I forget the term for that style of joke that is.
Misdirection?
Yeah, like a misdirect. I only do like a couple of those in my act.
Right.
But that one, if I'm gonna do it at all, it needs to be like right out of the gate, like established.
Yeah.
Because it's so. What I learned from listening to the tape is just so not who I am right now in this story.
Yeah, not part of the song they're listening to.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, and she's buying the stair. What you gonna do now? What the fuck did he just say?
Exactly. But it's pretty funny when you just realize that. You're like, I could say anything to these people. Guess not.
Except for that.
Except for that. Got these people in the palm of my hands. Not anymore. That's one of the things I love most about comedy. It's just so like, even in the middle of a set when you're like, man, I got this shit. It's like, oh, do you? Like, it just got such a way of humbling you in the moment, even.
Oh, do you, Connie Confidence?
Oh, look at you fucking drinking your water and smiling at people. Like, come and get a drink, and I'm going to give you a smile. You get a drink now.
Let you sit on the stool there, pontificator.
Let you guys settle down from your laughter while I get hydrated. I see you having a good time over there, sweetheart. Don't worry, another one is coming. Got lots of tricks up my sleeve, a lot of jokes on the scroll. You know what I'm saying? Just this cock that I'm just, and then this. It's just like, what? Never mind. Now I'm really thirsty.
Did you just drink water?
Yeah, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
That's good to, like, you got to think about the how far you've come. If there's any like newer comics that listening, like when I first went on, like it's this way when I used to speak in meetings. Like I used to say this when I was speaking meetings. I'm like, I'm just saying words. A lot of words are coming out of my mouth, but I have no idea where I'm at. I'm just saying stuff.
yeah,
Like on stage when I was, first doing comedy, like for a while, I was a little, I think have a leg up on a lot of comics because we were at meetings. I spoke in front of meetings. I've chaired 500-seat meetings. I've spoken in front of big conventions. You know what I mean? Like, so I wasn't scared and I wasn't lost in my words as much when I became a comedian, but I was uncomfortable and I would ramble on just to get a laugh and have no idea what just happened.
Right.
And like I would do my 8 minutes and be like, where was I in that mess? Where was I the whole time? I have no idea what I even did. It's like, and then the more you do it and the more you get comfortable, you can, like they say in baseball, the game slows down. You can see the seams of the ball coming at you. You can see all the things that are happening, all the science of the comedy you could see happening.
Yeah. No, for
You
sure.
can watch it unfold. Like I was like in the middle of a joke and I was like in the middle of saying it and my brain said, okay, let's see if we can mix it up right here. Mm-hmm. Like say it a little different right now. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, got a good laugh. I'm like, there you go. Like I'm thinking that as it's happening.
Right.
But back in the day, I would have never been able to think of that. I just would have spewed it all. I would have just spewed and then like been like, Jay, I have a fun time. I think I had a fun time. Everybody, I don't even know what happened. I just spoke for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's good to be at a spot you're at because now it's the time. That's why you were just saying Bill Burr's been doing it for 30 years. I remember when I first started, Bobby Kelly, I think Bobby had been doing it like 14 years when I first started.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, things don't really start clicking for you, man, until you're about 10, 12 years in.
I believe it, man. I really just kind of feel like I'm just feeling it now.
Yeah.
Like even like when Bill Burr talks about doing the new hours, he's like you just got to put those jokes to bed, put them to rest. Like when you record, you put them to rest. And he's like, you wind up doing more hours because you've done it already.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the hardest is that first hour.
Right.
Because you had zero.
Yeah.
You know? And even if I think about it, my current 45 to an hour has been written in the past 5 years.
Yep.
Even though I've been doing it for 12.
No, absolutely.
Like most, I mean, there's so much garbage I don't do no more.
Dude, my CD was recorded, what, 2 years ago?
3 years
Maybe
ago,
2 years
I think.
in September?
Now. Is it
Right?
2? I think it's 3. Wasn't it like 2014?
No.
Wait, I'll tell you right now. I have a folder with your
It's not right now. It's 2015.
I'll tell you right now.
September 2015. March 2015 came out September 2015.
Yeah, March 2015.
So that's what, 2 years ago, right? A little over 2 years ago. But those jokes on the CD were about 3 years old when I recorded it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like those jokes weren't fucking 15 years old. They were most of those jokes started in like 2010. Like, because I wasn't, up until 2010, I was doing gym, fucking, a lot of jokes like that I don't even come out of my mouth anymore.
Yeah.
Because for the first 10 years of your shit existence, you're just up there getting laughs. You're not trying to
Trying to figure out how to get laughs.
Yeah, you're just trying to figure out how to get laughs. Then I remember being at Uncle Vinny's in Staten Island, where I really, and that was what, in 2010?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I really remember going over my set lists and always writing a new joke in there. And I was like always trying new stuff. And like, because I was comfortable being funny, I started to just write newer stuff all the time. And then before you knew it, I had a brand new 50 minutes because I was so comfortable. And I stopped doing all that old shit. And that's what got on the CD, the newer stuff. And now, like, as soon as I did the CD, I probably got another 50 minutes of stuff that isn't on the CD.
Yeah.
You just get comfortable being funny. But what I do think, like a Bill Burr is cranking out hours, I do believe the one thing that suffers is the spending time polishing it.
Yeah.
Like really wringing out the jokes. Like getting the best joke out of every topic, I think does suffer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not on his end. I'm just saying in general to the art of the comedy to be able to like just squeeze a joke until it's fucking finished. Because like even Sebastian, when he did his last hour, the one before this, he had a joke in there about moving into the neighborhood and like the guy next door had like barrels of. You could have barrels in the basement of 50 dead bodies. Like we're moving, like, you know what I mean? Like you find that out about your neighbor. And then he did it on the special, but then after when he was doing the tour after the special, he would do part of that joke, but then he had like a new, 3 minutes onto it.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it on the special. And I said to him, like, you can't do that now. And he's like, no. I'm like, that sucks.
Well, that's why, I've heard people say they stopped doing those jokes because they hated making the joke
better.
It's like, because you can tweak forever.
Right, but he added like a new thing, a new door opened up to that joke, and he added like a whole new set of jokes to this topic, and like a whole new set. It wasn't like he added a tag or made it a little better. He added a whole new 3 minutes of jokes, and I'm like, you can't redo that again. He's like, no. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
So to me, cranking out hours, you don't find all the greatness of a joke. I mean, I think that's.
Well, Bill doesn't do it every year anymore. It's like every 2 years, I think, now.
Oh, good.
I
think that's better because then you have time to really. You look at Bill Burr's fans aren't going away. They'll wait.
No, he's a lifer in this thing. Yeah. It's not going to crumble for him.
No, people aren't going to be like, well, I can't wait anymore for a special. It's like Kathleen Madigan. She comes out with a new special she comes out with a new hour every 3-4 years. And her fans come out to every theater every time she's in town.
Yeah. Dude, I watched I was home today and I'm putzing around on Netflix. What was it? No Cure for Cancer was on there. Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer. And I haven't seen it. That was 1992 that came out.
Oh,
I remember
really?
loving it as a kid. It had the asshole song. I'm an asshole. Yada, yada. Yeah. So I'm like, let me watch this. And it's a very interesting watch. You should check it out because it seems very one-man showish, which it didn't seem like at the time.
Yeah.
Because like if you can get through that corny song at the beginning and get into the show, it's like he's like literally like selling material that's getting zero from this crowd.
Right.
He's like, okay, you know, like the Dennis Leary delay. And it's like getting nothing. Then he'll get like a joke to get something. It was very interesting to watch because it's like he just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like they're literally, you could tell like he wanted laughs to happen there.
Right.
And they're nothing. But to his respect, it's like he didn't sweeten it. He didn't add it like people do. He just, this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, I just think that's a good thing to watch. Not like because Dennis Leary's like the greatest comedian, but it just, if you want to like dissect a comedy special,
right?
Because like it seemed like one man showish.
Carrie's like a ninja. Didn't even see her walk. Yeah. There she's out.
Mike Gaffney said you're like a ninja. You just came in. There we saw. But yeah, No Cure for Cancer is definitely. I mean, after knowing some stuff he stole from Bill Hicks, you watch it differently. When I watched it as a kid, you're like, oh, I didn't know that. But then you're like, oh, this guy.
Right. Oh, this guy. Hey, did you see? I was going to watch it on the airplane, but it wouldn't load up for some reason. It's a documentary, Misery Loves Comedy.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much.
Okay. It wouldn't queue up. I mean, it was
okay. It was kind of humdrum to me. I mean, I know what they were talking about, you know, the miserable comic and.
Oh, I didn't. What's it even? I know.
It's just they interview comics, a whole bunch of famous comics about how miserable comics are and creativity. And I can't really remember the whole thing, but I don't think I got through it. I think I was just like,
Was it old?
A couple of years, I'd say maybe 3 years.
Okay.
Kevin Pollak directed it.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I love comedy documentaries. I love everything about. I eat that shit up. I'm a comedy junkie, but I just for whatever reason I'm like, Okay. Maybe because I am miserable comedian. I'm like, all right, I live with this guy. Let's.
I don't want to watch a documentary on him.
Yeah. Yeah. I know me. I know who I am. I don't like him much either. So I don't need you to be telling me.
Yeah, you successful comedians telling me how miserable I am.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Let me hear from people that sell at arenas how miserable they are.
Yeah.
Please, I want more of that. I know, money don't change. I get it. I get it. Money don't take away your problems, but I'll test that if you want to trade. If you want to do my gigs. How about I'll trade you. I'll take an arena full of people that love me,
and you can do the firehouse.
And you can you could do the back room of a vegetarian restaurant. People don't want to be there.
That doesn't even sound fun at all.
I just made it like the worst restaurant I wouldn't even want to be in.
I know.
It's like not only do I not want to do comedy in here, but you don't even have meat for me to fucking wallow in after.
I liked your post today. A young comic said about traveling. You're like, yeah, definitely, but probably mostly Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Comedy will help me travel and see the world. Yeah, probably, mostly Pennsylvania. Because I was thinking today, I'm like, if Pennsylvania is really keeping comedy alive for like East Coast comedians, it's like, if it wasn't for Pennsylvania, man. Like, I feel like it needs to get a lot more props in comedy documentaries. Like, thank God for Pennsylvania. These motherfuckers need comedy.
The West Coast doesn't have Pennsylvania.
No, they don't have a Pennsylvania out there.
They don't.
I know.
They don't. You talk to people, you tell them about firehouse gigs and like gigs in like nights at American Legions and Pennsylvania, like anything like that. They don't understand that world.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why I will never go to LA, because that's where I get gigs. I don't work. Comedy clubs don't work me. Firehouses do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't go out to LA where there's no firehouse gigs.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Circuit.
But that's that. I finished the fucking I'm Dying Up Here. That's a good series. I hope it gets renewed.
last week. I think I'm missing how many episodes? 10 episodes. The first
10 episodes.
Yeah, so I haven't seen the last one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the show. It's a good show.
Good show.
What else did I want to talk to you about? Something else comedy related, but maybe not. I don't know.
You don't know?
Fuck. Well, no. I
Whatever.
don't know.
We're an hour in.
Yeah. You want to talk about the racist stuff?
Trump?
Yeah.
Or just...
That's not cool, man. Just because I said racist, I didn't mean Trump, but he's involved. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, man.
Did you hear him today, though?
Yeah, he's a buffoon. I say all the time, he's a fucking buffoon.
Yeah, today wasn't a buffoon statement, though. That's not
I know.
what he did today was the way he said it today. You couldn't have condoned the violence more the way he talked today, because he said all the people that were there for. There were some bad people on the right, but there was a lot of good people just protesting against the statue being taken down. A lot of good people. And then the other side, there were some good people over there too, but they came over and they're the ones who were violent.
Mm-hmm.
Never once did he say that the point of the whole march original, forget the anti-marchers, the protesters, most of them there are motivated by hate and racism.
Yeah.
I mean, not all. Yes, some of them might be like history buffs and don't want to see the statue taken down. There may be some that are just, Southern purists who are like, hey, man, we like our Southern life. So, yes, we don't believe in racism. We don't believe in slavery, but we believe in our history.
Yeah.
That could be that. But most of the white nationalists, fucking neo-Nazi, those guys are hate-filled. They think that white people are superior and that anybody else is a piece of shit and should go away and die. That's pretty much how they feel. So when they rally together, they're never sending a positive message of love and let's just get together and be one. They're always, we should be separate. So that's a negative message. Should they be able to talk it? Absolutely. They should be able to have a speech and be able to rally and be marched. But do not act naive and think that they're full of love. They're fucking full of hate. And hate is just going to bring anger out of people. How would it not?
No, yeah.
And now I see some of these motherfucking pieces of shit on my Facebook saying that like Black Lives Matter are the same as that. It's like, oh my God. Black Lives Matter, all they're asking for, that movement was started asking for black people to be treated equal. How is that the same as a neo-Nazi?
It's not. One thing I did think though, and it's tough to have you can't have Facebook discussions with people, because it just always devolves. Even on the left side, they'll devolve. Even if I have just a question, like a serious question, all right, everyone's like, yeah, okay, free speech. These Nazis, the Nazis or white supremacists, are going to march.
Yeah, they should.
But it's like, they're trouble.
Yeah.
Let them say, why go out and conflict with them? You're not going to change them.
Right.
Why not just let them have their thing?
Right.
And then let them go home? Because I mean, you know what I mean? I'm does that mean I agree with them? No. But it's like, why do we have to fight it?
And I totally understand.
If they were, if Nazis were coming in my town and burning places and destroying churches or hurting people, then as a person in that society, say they came to Parsippany because it was something here, a person in this town, if they came to start hurting people, then okay, now I will go out and I will battle these people.
Right.
But if they're just going to do their little Walmart tiki torches, say the racist shit, all right, then move on. Let
me ask you a question though, and you might not be able to answer this, and neither will I because it's a hypothetical. If there was a group of people that were marching to have, and their main point was white guys and white people should die and get the fuck out of this country, and if whatever we can do to make that happen, we want to make that happen, would you be like, whatever, let them talk? I mean, you might. But it's hard to assume. Well, would you? Maybe you won't personally, but maybe some people are just motivated to be like, you know what? Fuck, you don't get to tell the world. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you, and that's why I did post something that I deleted because people on the left were attacking me on it.
Right.
And I just was like, I posted, why are they saying this is a race war down there? I don't see any person of color involved in any of this brawling.
Right.
I didn't see one person of color. You know what I mean?
I know.
It was white on white going on down there.
Yeah.
I didn't see black people saying, let me get these motherfuckers.
No, there was some, but not.
But it was predominantly white left people.
Yeah, it wasn't Black Lives Matter, that's for sure.
And it wasn't Black Lives, and it's like, it's tough to have this conversation because people accuse you of like sympathizing with like white supremacists, but I'm not. I'm just saying, what'd you think was going to happen? What'd you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? You white lefties. Yes, nobody wants them to be around, but they are.
Right.
So why go cause violence?
Well, here's the thing, though. Back in the day, there used to be parades for Ku Klux Klan.
No, I get it.
And then there was anti Ku Klux Klan rallies right next to them, and I don't. And maybe some of them broke into violence, but I think for the most part they didn't. I think the most part there will be people on the sidelines of a Ku Klux Klan going, "Fuck you, it's my country too," basically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there was big fights. I don't know. I mean, there were some, but I don't think for the most part, I don't think there was. I understand. Like, we should just let them ramble on, because you're not going to go there and go, "Hey, I change your mind. I want to chant." Why don't you just have your own rally the day after and talk about how positive love should be?
Right. Like, listen, when they were when Black Lives Matter rioted, the white supremacists weren't going attacking them at their rallies. You know what I mean?
There was. But they weren't attacking, right?
You know what I'm saying? Though, like, it's tough because I don't want anyone to think I want to defend white supremacists, but it's like.
But that's why I say if you take it to the beginning,
but it's like
the very core of the message of white supremacy is hate and violence. That is the core.
No, so we know that.
But what is that going to heed? That's going to heed hate and violence back at them. The reason why when Black Lives Matter marches, their core message is inclusion and equality. That's all they want is equality.
No, I get it. I get all that. I'm just talking about the actual violence that happened.
But because violence fucking breeds violence. Black Lives Matter, their core message isn't violent. So you have to be really, really, really fucking disruptive and want to go and fight Black Lives Matter, because they're not prodding you to come at them. Fucking the alt-right and the freaking white supremacists, their whole message is fuck you, Blackie, fuck you, Jews, we don't want you here. It's from the beginning of their speech, it prods violence.
Right, but what I'm saying is, though, fucking, of course.
But don't.
But just don't go there.
That I get. It's not about being there and hearing the hate.
Like, do you think it would have been that violent if the leftist people didn't go there? You think that woman would have died?
No. They went there. They opened their mouth in opposition, and then the hate started to come out. And that's what's going to happen when you confront hateful people.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like they were peacefully protesting. They're hateful people, but unlike
they're not peacefully protesting.
No. At the time they were. At the time they were. They weren't hurting anybody. But if you're going to prod psychopaths, that preach hate, you got to expect that bad shit's going to go down. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's just like when you're in a bar, you know the guy not to fuck with. Right. You can see him.
I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is that before the marches even start, the message is hate and prodding innocent people, some people aren't going to take it back and go, what are you going to do? Some people are like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of a whole race of people telling me that I don't matter. I'm sick of that.
No, I get it.
So
I get it.
It makes hate come out of you.
No, and I get it. I get it.
You know, and to go there, they might be peaceful and they might have fucking permits, but their whole speech is violent. Even like you don't have to go there to see it, and you don't got to go there to confront them. But what they're talking about is violence and hate and discrimination and fucking separatism. That is not one peaceful thing in that message. So you keep putting that out into the ether, that fucking vile hate that you got, something's going to come and erupt, and people are going to be like, yo, man.
And they wanted that.
People.
They wanted that. And they wanted that. And that's why you don't give it to them.
Exactly. It's like when my kid was younger, and like my little nephew would get on his nerves, and my son fought him and punched him.
Yeah.
And my son was like, Dad, you know, because he said something to me. I'm like, there is no way that you're going to justify hitting him to me. So don't bother trying.
Right.
I do not care what he said to you. You are not allowed to hit people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I get that they want that. They're fucking yelling at you because they want you to be an asshole. They're a piece of shit.
They want justified violence. They feel justified because you came.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't believe that the anti-protesters came there, we're going to fight. I think they came there with a loud voice saying, fuck you. We're not, this isn't right. We don't believe in your march. And then.
No, I know, but then you're the dumbest person on the planet if you thought you were going to go there to these psychopaths and they weren't going to fight.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know what I mean? That's why the white supremacists don't go to the Black Lives Matter rally. Like when they're rioting in St. Louis, Missouri or wherever, they're like, no, we're not getting into a gunfight.
No, they're not.
Yes, we believe in our psycho things, but we know when to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I believe that. But I don't like
because you wind up doing the thing that you were rallying against.
Right. No, absolutely.
You end up giving
like
them that.
In the program. It's like the saying they're gonna get you high before you get them clean.
Right.
That they're gonna pull you into the shit before you pull them out of the shit.
And now they rally around that fight. You've now made them stronger because the KKK guys are saying they're glad that girl died. Right. See what the left did? They came here on our thing, and that good. So it's like you made them stronger. And the media is making them stronger. It's insane. It's the same thing with how Trump got elected. It's like, yes, like we all have this way we feel morally, but it's like we're not seeing something out there that's fueling this fucking insane movement. It's scary because you know what I mean? It's why race is never, like, nobody honestly talks about race because everybody wants to be right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? No one fucking tries to figure out why the fuck these motherfuckers are like that. You're not born with hate. You're taught hate.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? I don't
know 100% that.
I think
some people are just bad people, man.
Oh yeah, some people are just bad people on both sides.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I hate to sound like Trump by saying that.
No,
it sounded very Trump.
This thing. Forget what's happened this weekend. I will always say there's something I said, like with the Black Lives Movement and like put
it out there. I don't believe in Nazism or any neo-Nazi shit. I'm just trying to fucking.
No, yeah,
I'm trying to have an adult conversation about like
race.
About race.
What I'm getting ready to say has nothing to do with what happened this weekend. There's nothing to do about any of this. But back when the Black Lives Matter movement happened, and I'm like, they're just fighting for equal rights in the justice system. They're just like, can you look at us equally?
Yeah.
I used to say that for this to work, black people have to admit that not every cop is a piece of shit, right?
Right.
And cops have to admit not every black person is a criminal, number one.
Yeah.
That's number one. Cops have to admit that not every cop is good.
Yeah.
And some cops are pieces of shit. And black people have to admit that some black people are criminals.
Yeah.
And it's not based on society, and it's not based on hardship, and it's not based on, circumstances and upbringing. Some some people, and they happen to be black, are criminals and deserve to be in jail.
Yeah.
So if you see a guy who's black get arrested, you cannot automatically take the he's black, he's getting arrested, he's innocent approach, because all the shitty ass white people in the world go, he's not innocent, just automatically. You have to, every single case, look at it open-mindedly and go, he's black, he could be a criminal, just he happens to be black. You have to look at it open-mindedly.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that has to be spoken. I think like community police officers have to sit with the community and tell them what they're and what they think about the community, and the community's got to tell the cops what we think about you.
See, we haven't seen much of these white supremacists for years because they never had a president that they fucking believed in, which was the oddest part of this. It's like, ooh, they have someone they feel is like their leader.
He is
running the world, and it's like, because I was sitting thinking about this whole thing. If you think about race in America, it's like, can it ever be I don't think it can be, because we're a country like no other. We're this huge melting pot of different races. We're humongous. We should be divided up into different countries if we were any other continent.
Yeah,
and the fact that we even get along in the fashion at all is a miracle, and I don't think it'll ever be. Because these other countries have like their own shit going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're never.
No, I know.
And I think you like get a little bit better in the moment and you hope, but like I just think bad shit like this is going to happen. That's why with America, with freedom of speech and freedom of to march, and you just, okay, I don't agree with these motherfuckers, but like, let's let them do their thing, let them speak their mind, and then we move on the next day. Like, that's the way I say do it. Like, no, nobody, because let me tell you something. If you're saying, oh, what if the kids hear what they say? And it's like, they're already teaching their kids that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, they're already teaching that. It's your job. Kind of it's your job to teach your kids why that's bad. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in New Jersey, where we talked about Nazis, and I had a lot of Jewish friends, and you learn about it. You know what I mean? I like, we're of a generation where we know kids who had grandparents with the numbers on their arms.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, we know, but they're not learning that down there. Right. I assume. I assume it's probably a small part of their curriculum. Listen, if you're still running a Confederate flag in your state, you're probably not teaching proper history.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and another thing with Trump, it's like, hey, Trump, you're fucking, these guys are Nazis and Confederates. I thought you don't support losers.
Right.
Like, I like people that win. These are losers. Like, both of them.
The reason why Trump won't stand up against them is because they're his voters. And Trump is only about winning, and he's only about being popular. So the people who think he's awesome is the ones he caters to. He is the biggest egomaniac in the fucking playground. He only hangs out with people who worship him. So he will never say white supremacists are pieces of shit garbage. He'll never say it.
No, and they're the worst. These white supremacists are worse than the ones in the past because they're dumb, because they don't even cover their heads, so you know exactly who they are now, and they're losing their jobs from being on video. Good. Because they're being called out for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, I'm sure there was KKK members that were judges and on juries and politicians you didn't even know about.
No.
You know?
That's why they wore the hoods.
Trump could have been this whole time, but he just never talked about it. You don't always talk about it, you just live it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what they're saying about Trump. Like, forget him not acknowledging and not, disparaging or not saying anything negative. Forget all that. Look at his actions on his own to the world. Anybody Muslim, brown, shitbags. Mexicans, get them out of here.
Yeah.
Fucking Chicago, like the Chicago, what a piece of shit part of the country. We need to fucking police them. Why? Mm-hmm. Why is that? Is it because there's bad white people in there? No. It's because Chicago's full of black people, and to him that's bad. You could see his actions are this white nationalist kind of guy. So when this instance came on and he said bad people on all sides, that he didn't have to say anything about any bad people. What he could have just said is, listen, in this country, to witness this race war or whatever you want to call it is disgusting in our day and time, and as a country we need to come together.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't say I agree with anybody or disagree with anybody. It just says what I saw today is disgusting, and we need to come together as a country.
Yeah.
Not both sides are shitty. Like, come on, man. That's what that alt-white wants to hear that.
I just feared the next one's gonna be so much worse. Like where you'll have like bombs, like homemade bombs and shit. Like I saw like the next time they have some white rally and then the people come out. It's you know what I mean?
I just hope that maybe from this point forward, when there's a white nationalist rally, let them stand there and spew their hate. They look disgusting. They look horrible. Right?
Yeah.
They don't
zoom
look
in
good at
on
all.
cameras, get all their faces.
Yeah, let's hear them. Let's
get them in crisp focus.
Yes.
You know what? Go there and don't say nothing. Just stare at them. If you feel you need to go there, just stare at them.
Yep.
Show that you're not enticing them if you're not.
Right.
And I know it's hard because especially if you're like that's why I don't. It's like if you're Jewish, it's like it just cuts even deeper for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you've grown up hearing stories from your grandparents of the torture.
Right.
And you're like, how can people even support something like this?
Yes.
So my whole thing is like, don't give them what they want. Don't give them what they want.
Today, when Trump said, justifying the fact that, General Lee's statue, whatever, justifying the fact by going, well, we can do this all day. What are you going to get rid of Washington? Like, I know what your point is, but by saying all this justifies the reaction that they gave over this fucking statue. The truth is, we do have a history. We shouldn't celebrate it. We should acknowledge it, talk about it, but not celebrate slavery, not celebrate the fucking movement that wanted to maintain slavery. You shouldn't celebrate it. You should point it out and say, this was a part of our history, an ugly part of our history. Not, let's erect statues and praise them, make parks after them.
Yeah.
That's the part. We should acknowledge it and talk about our history, but not celebrate some of the bad shit that hosts. Like 9/11, what if some Muslim not Muslim neighborhood, it's just all Muslim, in their mosque they erect a statue of fucking one of the bombers because they believe he was an awesome guy.
Yeah.
But that's their movement. They believe that. Should we let them erect a statue?
No.
Of course not. So why would we erect a statue of a fucking guys who sole purpose was to keep us separate and fucking keep people enslaved? Why would you think that still makes sense?
I just can't believe where we're at as a country. It's just shocking to me, this stuff on the news. I almost can't even engage with it. And like I said, like even when I was getting attacked by people from the left, and I'm known to be a pretty liberal guy, but like it's like, can we have an adult discussion without your fucking talking points? It's like everyone's got their fucking their talking points, and it's like no, that's why it'll never be solved because you just hear nothing. You know what I mean?
You know what? One time, me and you had a conversation. It was a while ago. We were talking about the nightly show and how they're very black, and my son was like, ugh. And you were like, sometimes you can't. I'm like, there's got to be middle ground. You're like, sometimes to make a point, the middle isn't the way to do it. Right? That was your thing you said to me. And it made me think, I'm like, yeah, maybe right. Maybe you need to be hardcore, not all the way right or all the way left, but maybe not bouncing around the middle. It's probably too murky. It's not going to get nothing accomplished.
Yeah.
If someone, I think when you justify some violence with any sort of like, well, this makes sense because of this. It's like, wait a minute, this violent whack jobs on the right are not using rationalization. They're not thinking about it rationally. So why are we trying to rationalize their behavior?
Oh no,
because they're not rationalizing it.
Yeah.
They're not rational at all. So us going like this, hey man, do you think we just let them speak? Like it's free. Like when we think like that, like and I believe in free speech, but when we keep it that simple, it's like, but these fucking nut jobs aren't like thinking of it rationally. They're pieces of shit. They hate everything that the right and the left stand for. Like, did you watch Bill Maher this weekend when he was like, it seems like these people, the right whack jobs, will justify anything just to see liberals not comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
They'll allow, and I watched it on Facebook when a jerk-off comic who I'm just done with, I just want to delete him. I'm just done with his negative badness. And he's a racist piece of shit. I don't give a fuck what color the pussy he puts his dick in. He's a racist fuck. Done. I don't care. But he posted something, and then a black woman was like, but why would Black Lives Matter aren't this? Like, they're about equality or whatever. And he said something negative. And then he was like, yeah, you know what? It had nothing to do. This was all about the rally. He was like, yeah, black people do 1.4% of the crime. Think about it. Like, they're the biggest criminals and they're the smallest population. Like, holy fuck. So his point that black people are not good people, that's why the rally took place. But in his original statement, it wasn't about race. The post was, it shouldn't be, why is this all about race? And then it went into how black people are criminals and holy shit, you are a racist piece of shit, man. Just say you're a racist piece of shit and you don't like black people and you think they're criminals. Just say it. You pussy motherfucker with all your other words. Say it. Don't say it like, oh, well, a black guy well, look at that guy. Look what he did wrong. Forget him. Just say that you think black people are a piece of shit. Can you just say it and I'll move on from you? But don't you act like you don't think like that, because you do. And I think when anybody who doesn't think that hardcore justifies it a little bit with any common sense or rationality, it cosigns what these fucking jerk-offs wanted to say to begin with, and they're not looking at it rationally.
Now, that's why I liked Barack Obama, because I felt even in racial terms, he was always he would always try and find some sort of
middle ground.
Not middle ground. He doesn't want to compromise with these people, but it's like, he was this, why do they clutch their guns instead of their eyeballs? And right. He's always seemed to I feel like what's the problem with both sides is they just always feel superior and right. And there's no discussion, and you're like, I get it. And then the left will be like, yeah, have a discussion with fucking maniacs. It's like, no, I get it. You're not going to take maniacs with pitchforks and be like, hey, you guys want to have a sit down? You know what I mean? But if without discussions, you ain't going to get nowhere. You're just going to stay where we're at. You know what I mean? Because these guys aren't organically going to change. Right. You know what I mean? And I feel like no one honestly talks about race. Everyone's got their talking points. Everyone's got their thing. And there's no honest discussion, because it always devolves into, you're a racist piece of shit, or oh no, you're a racist piece of shit, or you're this or you're that, and it's like you can't have adult conversations no more. It's like and that's why we don't get anywhere, because everyone wants to be the right person. That's how I feel. That's what I loved about Obama. He was always. And what some people didn't like about Obama, you know what I mean? But I felt he was a very, he thought about things, and he always wanted to be a uniter, even with people that fucking he didn't agree with. Right. You know what I mean? But how can I unite with you if I'm not even willing to talk to you? Right. You know what I mean? And that's my problem with it, because I was saying, I posted that thing. And the liberals were the ones that were smashing me. It's like, nah, we can't even fucking entertain that thought. It's like I'm unfortunately saying it's going to be hard, because if you normalize anything that this fucking group like this hate does. It's normal. You can't. No, I'm not trying to normalize it. I'm just trying to have a discussion. You know what I mean? You just try to have a discussion, but like not saying
you're trying to have a rational discussion and make sense with a group of people who will intentionally intentionally think the opposite of you just because they don't want to give in.
Right.
And I'm talking about people who say they're not racist and say they're
Right.
not.
Well, like, put it this way: if I put out, I've seen it on my Facebook feed, not with me, but if I put out a talking point to try and discuss, it's like, oh, you sympathize with them? Whoa, 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 whoa! Who sympathizes with them? We're trying to have a discussion. It's like automatically, it's like,
no, I know.
Oh, you must support neo Nazis. It's like, I don't support neo Nazis.
I think it's because there's so many people, forget the groups of neo-Nazis and KKK, just regular people. Like I just talked about that comedian who's trying to act like he's not a racist piece of shit. But as soon as you make a point, it's like I said this, like remember Chris Rock's joke when I'm at the ATM and I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm looking for niggas. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was a great joke and I got what he was saying, but fucking right-wing fucking racist motherfuckers love that joke. You know why? Because they believe that.
Oh, yeah.
They love it for the wrong reasons. They don't love it for the ironic part of the humor. They love it because they're like, that's what we're talking about, niggas. That's, you know what I mean? That's why they love the joke.
Yeah. Well, you have three options, America. You could either let them speak their mind and leave them alone, go after them and have violence, or have a discussion. You know what I mean? Because it ain't it ain't gonna organically just fucking change. They ain't gonna fucking like just change on a whim.
So what I was saying is that joke that Chris Rock said got a lot of laughs from people for the wrong reasons, right? And a lot of laughs for people who got it, but a lot of people laughed at it because they fucking think like that.
Right.
When you take the side of irrational people, even though you're not taking their side just to have the conversation, it's hard when you have a million people who do not want to admit that they're associated with those fucking people, although they believe a lot of things they believe. They have to fight you. They have to fight you on it because they don't want to be exposed as pieces of shit racist. So they have to fight you on it. So if you give them a little, like that you're on their side, they're like, yeah, that's what we're saying. And it just doesn't go anywhere. So you get all these – if you do it on the other end, like you got the leftist people to hit you, but if you went on the other end and said, hey, man, can we just admit that, Trump may be a little racist? You know how much shit you're going to get on that end?
Yeah.
Because that side can't admit that either. So it's like we have to have adult conversations, but I think you have to be honest within your own group. That's why I was saying the Black Lives Matter movement. Like if some black people can just say, yes, some black people are just criminals. I think, and I'm not saying it would, a lot of white people that are on the fence might go, yeah, that's what we're saying. And then some cops have to say, you know what, there's some shitty cops in here. We got to clean this place up. Then people on the black side will be like, yeah, man, that's what we're trying to say. Can you clean it up a little bit? But if all the cops like, we're good people and we fucking dedicate our lives, and they give this pussy speech, they're like, yeah, but there's some that suck. And if all the black people are like, hey, man, we're all innocent, we're just stuck in here because of, circumstances, like, no, not all of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's got to be middle ground, but you have to admit it within. I can't call out the middle ground. You have to admit it within yourself. It's like being in a relationship. If your girl always does stuff that's aggravating you, if you point it out every time, eventually she's going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how many?
Yeah. And you have to think, we're not far removed from like the heyday of the KKK and like all this bad racial shit in this country. We're very close to when that happened.
Right.
And time takes time, and it's actually better than it ever was.
Right.
And I feel as this country becomes more, mixed ethnically in families, and the melting pot just keeps getting saucier and browner.
Right.
Which is what they hate, but I think it's inevitable.
Right.
That stuff will dwindle away. You know what I mean? I just think it will. It's just, I don't think there's anything you can actually do.
No.
That's my thing. And my thing is speak out about it, have your own rally, but it's like, know there's going to be violence if you go. And that's my whole point. It's like, if you go, it's going to get violent. It's like that. I'm telling you, it's like that kid. There's always that one kid at the fucking party. You're like, I'm just not going to look in his direction. 'Cause he's that guy. You fucking looking at me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was always that
Absolutely.
guy, and you're like, you just see him, you're like, I'm fucking going in the other room because
Yeah,
you know,
'cause
and
he
that
just
guy,
wants to fight.
he wants to fight, and you know, you're all stoned and you're just staring, just
Yeah, yeah.
because you're in
Like, yo.
cosmic land, and
Yeah, yeah.
what the fuck you looking at? Be like, oh no,
I've been the guy who notices my friend not noticing his surroundings, and you're like, dude, that guy thinks you're fucking with him right now. It's like, what guy?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Here he comes. There he goes.
Yeah.
You fucked up. Looked at him.
I mean, it is better because when was the last time you heard of a fucking white supremacist thing going on? Like,
No,
like I'm saying, like it's
Yeah.
it's gonna get better. It will.
You're 100% right, and like I think unfortunately, you know, if you don't agree, you don't have to agree with them at all. You know, just have your own rally on your own day, and speak your message.
Yeah.
And hopefully your message carries stronger than their message. And just let them talk. Like you said, let the cameras sit on them and just watch how disgusting they look.
Just because we are in a different spot in this country, most of the country. So let
Right.
these pieces of shit have their tiki torch rally. Yeah, put them on the news, front and center.
Yeah.
Out them for who they are,
Yes.
and just be like, we're not feeding into your hate.
Exactly.
We're not
That's how
feeding
you
into
do
your
it. We're
hate,
not feeding
and
into
that's
your
why
hate.
I that's what I didn't like. It's like I just like I hope the next rally that they do, because they're going to do another one now because we've really
Absolutely.
fueled it.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if we did this, it would have went away. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would have like.
You know what? Maybe this was a lesson. Like maybe this would be like, you know what, man, our voices would be much louder if we don't go.
If we don't go, yeah.
But it's easier like I
Because
said,
you know
it's
the white
easier.
supremacists are
You're not
pussies
Jewish.
too. They don't go
they're-
to a black neighborhood and do it.
No, they're not going to go anywhere. They're pussies. They're going to hang
Right.
out with a bunch of white people and say, "Hey, black people suck," and like, "Oh yeah, we're doing that together." You're pussies.
Right.
You're pussies. But again, I'm not Jewish. I'm not black. I'm not Spanish. Like these people, they bother me just because I'm like a good person and I think all people matter. But I'm not the direct target for their hate speech. So I don't know what it feels like to want to run out there and be like, you know what, fuck you, man. But if I can like beg the people who it does hurt, you look a lot worse. It's like the simplest thing. When somebody posts something on Facebook and you engage, you always look negative,
Yeah.
right? If you post something and you argue with somebody, you always come off negative because the person who posts it can manipulate to look good.
Yeah.
You always look like shit. So let them speak all day long and we can listen to their hate and go, wow, you guys really just are pieces of shit. You have nothing good to say. Like you've not said one good, creative, productive thing out of your mouths, and let them do that.
You know, it all comes down to what they say, man. It's Jesus said, can't let these kids listen to heavy metal music. That's what happens.
Who said this?
Jesus didn't want kids listening to heavy metal music, and we let them, and now they're neo-Nazis.
Jesus said that.
I think he said it like in the 80s, early 80s or something.
Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had some Yeah, the Pope fucking was on his fucking, he was on the balcony, sun shining, fucking, Jesus was sending, rays down to fucking tell him.
And there's
That's they came up with the parental advisory lyrics. It came from the sky.
I didn't know that.
Well,
Thanks for
Didn't
that's a good lesson. I bet you people didn't know they were going to learn something today.
Well, I read the Bible 0 times, so.
One thing I liked what Bill Maher was saying, and he made a couple of good points. One thing that you were just trying to say, and what they were saying is, you have to be a little more honest when it comes to race,
Yes.
right? We have to have an honest. Like that's what I'm trying to say is like if each race can be honest with themselves, like the stereotype like things like be honest. Like some of these things are real. Like be honest about them. You know what I mean? Like have an honest conversation about yourself, not about what I think you should do for me or what I think you should do to change you. Honest about who I am and what I really am and what I need to do to get better.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other thing he said is like, we got to realize like when everybody's coming over here, it's the melting pot. Some of you got to do a little melting. Like,
Yeah, it's so true.
nothing.
It's like you can't wear your burqa for your fucking
for your driver's
for
license.
driver's license. Exactly. It's like melt a little.
Yeah, Mel, this is a country. And then the one, what's his name? Fareed said, I came to this country because I wanted the American culture. If I wanted Pakistani culture, I would have just stayed in Pakistan.
Yeah. But if you say stuff like that, be like, "Yeah, you support," you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah, no,
it's like you don't
no, I
support. It's
don't.
like, no. See, this is why you can have adult discussions.
Right, but this
You know
is,
what I mean? It's like,
yeah. No, yeah. But I
It's
think
like
these things need to be said regardless of the pushback.
yeah, no, yeah. I think you know what? Because like Facebook aside, I think like when you have like a podcast or like if you had like a round table like Bill Maher or face to face people, like you don't get the same type of pushback as you do on Facebook.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people, you know, I don't know.
People feel that they can tell you how to feel and how to think on your post, and they think they can just say it and then move on.
And
It's
bottom
like,
line, I think people half of them don't even believe half the shit they say. They're just defending this president for any
Absolutely.
reason.
that's the
Like I
thing.
want to go to some of my friends and be like, "Are you seriously? If this was happening and Barack Obama was the president, you'd be on these people's sides?" Or okay, not Barack Obama. That's a bad example. A fucking George W. Bush.
No.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
at all. Like, forget if one side is in and one side isn't. You're telling me that the things that are happening are okay? Just be like when Trump came out and fucking half-ass denounced what happened, and then people still like his speech the first time was so bad, and then the one today was so hate-filled. His fucking voice when they're making a point about, hey guy, can't you just see that this is really bad? Like the right, all fucking white supremacists are really evil people. Can you say that? Hey, you know what? I said there's a lot of evil people. Like, holy fuck, man. You can't say it?
Nah, you know what it is? I think Trump's big problem is like he just don't want to be told what to say.
Yeah, his ego, man.
He's bad. He's bad on so many levels. I can't even. It's just.
But
he's
the
just such
truth is that these people, these crazy, right-wing people, are his voters, man. They are. I tweeted this. I said not every white supremacist, not everybody who voted for Trump is a white supremacist, but every white supremacist voted for Trump.
Oh yeah, no
And
doubt.
that he's not going to talk about them in a negative way, because that's a large chunk of his people, number one. And number two, he really believes like that. That's the part that his supporters that say they're not racist can't admit, because they don't want to be associated with that shit. The truth is Trump is a white supremacist.
I'll say,
He is.
yeah.
You don't hang out with fucking these white supremacists and they worship him. They don't worship anybody. They don't worship race traitors. They don't. There's no way like fucking David Duke and all those guys would put their stamp of approval on Trump if they thought for a second he was a race traitor and they would be exposed. No way. They have too much, riding on their fucking reputation as total white purists. You think they're going to let Trump into their world? They've been around a lot longer in the public than Trump. They're not going to let Trump infiltrate their world. They support him because he is them.
Yeah.
And he supports them because he is them. That's it. And if his fucking supporters can't balls up and say, yeah, that's true, that's what he is, because they don't want to be associated with it, then you're pussies. And all the things you say aren't believable. You support anything to cover up your own guilt.
Man, all I got to say is if the Democrats can't win the House and the Senate and the presidency the next time around, we are fucked, because it don't get much worse than this. If you can't
really.
turn this into victory, you guys fucking stank. Stank. Like, they should win everything after this. I mean, I am so interested in the next two elections. You have no idea, because I can't wait to see how the Democrats fuck this up.
Yeah, I'm not looking at it as in such a cynical way, because I would like it to get better.
Oh, no. Believe me, I want it to get better. But
I'm not saying it might not, but I can't go into it going, probably not gonna though. I don't want to do that.
no, I'm hoping to be surprised.
I want to be optimistic and help if I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to shoot it down before it even gets a shot.
I don't know. Don't worry. I wish I had that much control.
No, you don't.
I've watched them for many years to be like, ugh.
Yeah, no, they
we'll see.
definitely need a new approach.
Yeah, but we're at one.
They got to get a little hard, like Bill was saying. Like they got to be a little more able to say, you know what? If you come over to this country, you got to melt a little bit. They got to be a little more that. They got to be a little more realistic. Be a little more like, you know what, man? Listen.
Yeah, what's his favorite? They're so tolerant they accept intolerance.
Right. Right.
It's like, oh, you're against all this stuff, but you're okay with the Muslims that beat their women, throw gay people off buildings.
Right, exactly.
So you're very tolerant of that if we speak against. It's like, but
right,
like I think that's why like they come off as like phonies.
Right.
These white supremacists, they did this, and these guys are actually just saying shit. Like the Muslims are actually doing shit. Like these guys aren't lynching anybody anymore or burning churches anymore or doing anything. They're literally just writing words and saying things where the Muslims that they defend are actually killing people and actually doing awful things.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if when you're I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't think the left, the libs are defending those Muslims. The problem is Muslim is a broad word. It's all encompassing. And there's Muslims that I know that are very like, yeah, we believe in the prophet. We believe in we pray, we do that, but they don't believe in any of the other stuff. So like there's regular, so you can't be like, it can't say Muslims in a broad stroke because that includes everybody who follows the faith. And that's not everybody that does what you just said.
Yeah, but
no, that's my point.
But Bill Maher's point and my point is not all the people that do those things to people in their country are radicalized terrorists. It just happens to be with, you know what I mean?
But they're saying Muslim religion. You're saying like, you're defending the people who are throwing gay people off the roof and beating their women. Like, I don't know where that comes from. Who is defending that? It's the problem is when you say Muslims, that's that, but it's also regular. Like it's too extreme. It goes from regular Muslims all the way to that. It's like if you say priests, does that mean that guy molested kids or he knew about somebody getting molested? Like, I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm a firm believer, and I'll defend this to the end, that if you support an organization that does any of that, you support that behavior.
Well, the Muslim is not an organization; it's a religion.
Right? No, but I consider religions like organizations. Like I consider the Catholic religion like an organization, and I feel like if you do nothing about child molestation, then you're just as guilty as the child molestation.
But hold on, if I go to church, I'm Catholic. I don't go to church. But let's say I'm Catholic. I go to church every week. I pray. I do the thing. I do everything like a Catholic does. And then someone says, "Oh, 6." Towns away in a church, a kid got molested. What am I? Not go to church now? I got to quit?
I wouldn't want a part of some organization that turns a blind eye to it. I wouldn't want to contribute.
No, but you hope that they don't turn a blind eye to it, and you hope that you submit letters and like, hey, Pope, can you look into this? But I'm still Catholic, and I believe in the religion. They're just people in the religion that are fucked up.
I know, but by people being like that nothing gets, because they have all the followers, that they don't do anything.
No, but it's they. Like if the leaders and some leaders hide the priests and all that stuff. But as a Catholic, I'm doing the best I can. I'm fighting it. I'm sending letters. Hey, please don't. Let's do something about this priest. Like I'm still Catholic though. That a bad priest in a bad system doesn't make
but it's
religion.
It's not a bad priest in a bad system. It's many hundreds, thousands who've and I can't. I don't know. I just think if you're a person that turns a blind, listen.
Well, what is turning a
you
blind
wouldn't
eye to
you wouldn't sign up for an organization that's known to do that.
I got baptized Catholic when I was 6 months old. I'm not signed up for anything. So now I go to church. I learn all the stuff. I believe in Catholicism. I know, but I'm saying that's my life. So I believe in Catholicism. I really enjoy. And now there's priests that are okay. I want to stop. I want that to stop, but I still believe in the core of Catholicism that I learned. It had nothing to do with that. I believe in Catholicism.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll agree to disagree. It's like I feel like it's almost like you're supporting like a criminal enterprise.
Yeah, but I don't. You're assuming that the Catholic religion was all organized for this crimes.
No, but they're doing it now.
Yeah, so now I, as a Catholic, write letters to my archdiocese. I say, please, can we do something about this? We need to stop this. But I no longer believe in the Catholicism. Catholicism isn't people. Catholicism is a religion. People support the religion and help spread the religion, but Catholicism is a belief. Muslim religion is a belief, and its organization is made to advance the belief, but it's still a core.
No, you can have a belief in your heart and do whatever you want to do. Like I showed, I told some members of my family about that HBO documentary about all the priests when they were giving them an island to live on. They shows the whole thing, right? And I had family members say, if I was on the fence with church, I'm done because it's disgusting.
Yeah. But are they on the fence, or are they just talking about it?
No, but if they ever thought it, they would never go back now after seeing that.
No, I know, but
they had went in the past. If they thought about going, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Absolutely. And if you because like that's what the documentary talks. It's like if you support it, you give money to the church. The church's money is going to fucking supporting these thousands of priests, putting them on an island. It's like it's a criminal organization. They shift them around. It's disgusting. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, I am blaming the people of the religion for not standing up to it, because if you keep going and keep giving them your money.
Right. Now, that's an organized religion that people pay into and go to church. But Catholicism as a religion, as a teaching, isn't that.
I get it. I don't give a shit. Listen, it's just like the program, dude. The program. You don't go, the people, like the program, its core, it helps people. It does help people good, but the people involved disgust the shit out of you because of the way they act.
Yes.
And you're like, fuck that place. I can't take it.
I get it. I get that, but I took the 12 steps. I took all of that because I consider myself a recovering addict still. So a Muslim considers himself a Muslim because he believes in the core of the teachings of their God, not all of this stuff you're talking about, throwing gays. And,
but the difference between Muslim and Catholicism, it's been written and rewritten and like it's watered down and people are different. The Quran, it's only copy. People, it's the word of God, and in it talks about killing people, and like they actually do that. You know what I mean? It's like like gay people are bad and they should be killed. Like they believe in this script that says it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't take what you want and leave the rest. Like how do you belong to a thing that believes in that? I don't know. I mean.
Well, how do you belong to it? It's because that's what they believe. And I know that everyone could believe in something different. Now, they might believe gay is wrong, but I would never hurt a gay guy. I think it's being wrong. It's being gay is wrong. I don't believe that, but I'm saying that's what could be what a Muslim guy believes. I knew a hardcore Muslim. He prayed every single day, prays every single day, all day long. It's the way he's supposed to do it. But he doesn't. He's more like a modern, I believe in the teachings of the Quran. I believe in God. I believe in my spirit. I don't believe in throwing a gay person off a roof or denouncing them because they're gay. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Most of our problems in this world are as a result of religion.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm saying it's just every time you can make these statements, but to say Muslims, my whole point of the whole thing is when you say Muslims, you mean every single person who says they're Muslim, and they're like, wait a minute, I don't believe those thoughts. Oh, well, you have to because, well, I don't. Oh, but you have to because there's people in Syria throwing people off the roof because they're gay. Well, I don't want to do that. I live in fucking Franklin Lakes, man, and I'm a Muslim and I pray every day because I believe in my.
But it's like what it boiled down to when we started was the liberals, where it's like they offer women's rights, right? But then these women that come over. Their religion don't let them have rights. They have to wear their shit, and it's like you don't even fight for that women. You're like, well, it's their freedom of religion. It's like they're not even choosing to do that. The men in their fucking religion are making them do that, and so they're living in America, covering themselves. They can't even assimilate to our society because of religion. But a liberal will not speak up against that because they don't want to speak up against Muslims.
Right? No, but there you go. You can't say the whole religion, because not everyone thinks like that. So that's the problem. Is you have to
Right, but we're talking about how the hypocrisy of liberals, how they're so tolerant they accept intolerance.
Well, that
they're so tolerant of Muslim religion that they accept intolerance to Muslim people.
Right. What I'm saying is that is the problem, but to say that it's all Muslims isn't the answer either.
No, but I'm saying that's why people think fucking liberals are schmarmy. Because then that's why liberals don't win, because they fucking contradict themselves all the time. That's why nobody trusts them.
Right.
Because they're a walking contradiction. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I believe you have to be their challenge is being 100% honest, and it might not look pretty, but you got to be honest.
Yeah, and fuck the Catholic religion. They're fucking disgusting. I've seen 2 of those documentaries, and it's disgusting. I will never defend. I will never defend them. They're garbage. They're garbage people. I watched 2 documentaries, and you'd be like, "This is a mafia for child molesters."
Yeah, I don't even need to watch them. I see it.
You know what I mean? And it's gross. If there was any real laws in this country, all these priests would go to jail just like mobsters did. Just from being like associated with it and knowing,
mm-hmm.
You know what they call it, the RICO statutes or whatever, where it was like you're just involved. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's it's fucking gross pigs ruining thousands of children's lives in this country. It's like, well, not every Catholic is like that. It's like, okay, good. Just because the parishioners aren't molesting people, which some of them probably are. It's like you support it. You support the organization. It's just as bad. Just as bad to me. Supporting the organization is just as bad as doing it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't support any religion. I don't believe in religion at all. I believe organized religion is a scam from the beginning. Forget about the molesting part. I believe organized religion was a scam from the start.
Yeah.
It was always made to make money, and it was made to control people. Because if the people in the world didn't believe in heaven, in doing well, and entering the gates of heaven, if they didn't believe that, it would be anarchy. So they got to give them something to be afraid of. So give them hell and heaven and hell, and give them a set of rules and to control them.
Yeah.
That's all religion is to me. So I don't never believe in religion, never will believe in religion. I don't, however, believe that every single person who's a Catholic is fully aware of their support of this. I don't believe they think it. I think there's some good people.
No, I believe there was a time when you were naive.
I don't think they're naive.
But I think nowadays, with the amount of news that came out and the amount of movies, I mean, yeah.
I don't think they're naive. I think they'll look at their own church and go, we're doing everything we can. My priest is writing to the archdiocese. We're trying our best to get these bad priests out of the organization. I believe they may think that they're doing everything they can to make the system better, but they follow the teachings of Catholic religion.
Yeah.
So I don't believe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe all of them. I'm not saying some aren't, but I don't believe they're all thinking that they have something to do, that they can do more. I don't think they think they can do more. I think they're like, well, we're just learning about God and Jesus, and we're going to write a letter, and hopefully the archdiocese works on this. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's my religion. They feel like maybe their religion is held hostage by these fucking bad priests.
All I want to say is to them, grow up. Grow up. You know what I mean? If it happened at the Boy Scouts, you wouldn't send if it happened at your kid's Boy Scout troop, you wouldn't send them back. If you were working, if you were working for a company that came out that, oh my God, they were on the top people of this company were molesting children, you'd be like, I ain't working for this company no more.
Right.
Like
religion has got a deeper hold on people's fucking.
I know, but that's where I say grow the fuck up, man.
I say that too. I mean,
this is people's children.
That simple. My opinion is that there is no fucking God. There's no heaven or hell. I mean, I believe in God, but I don't believe in heaven or hell.
Yeah.
So what are you fucking doing here? Why are you going to fucking church and putting a thing in your mouth that was part of Jesus? There's no Jesus. Is not the son of God. There's none of that shit's real.
That's what my mom. Like my mom was pretty religious growing up. She's like, yeah, as you get older, you're like, isn't it kind of silly?
Yeah,
Like it's like.
It's stupid.
Listen, I don't care if you believe in religion either. That's your prerogative. I respect that. I just wish I don't know. I just feel like people.
Listen, that's the thing though. You just said, like, if you believe in it, you believe in it. Like I got to that in my life. I'm like, whatever you believe in that makes you fucking keep going.
Yeah.
Knock yourself.
My whole point at the beginning was not more about religion, just the hypocrisy of liberals. That's the only point I wanted to get across. Right. It's like, fucking be the same way across the board, motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're saying these white supremacists preach hate, so some of these fucking Muslims. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like fucking be consistent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be consistent in your message. I think that's why conservatives win, because they're consistent with a message. We're fucking like fucking a liberal is the guy that just wants to be liked by everybody and is liked by nobody. Because he comes off his phone and you'd be like, you can't be into everything I'm into. You're like that guy that's like, oh, I'm into that too. Oh, yeah, I like that too. Or like, you're like, you can't be into. Come on, man. Fucking have some backbone. What do you really like?
Right.
Tell us how you really feel. Don't tell me how you think I feel. You know what I mean? I think that's the fucking liberal. It's like, oh, I want everyone to be fine. Yeah, listen, we all want to live in utopia where everybody gets along and everybody sees the right way is on the right side of wrong and right. But it's like, fucking, I don't know. You guys suck at fucking running. And now we have this fucking dumbass because you guys can't get your act together because you're so pompous and think you fucking are the moral authority on everything, yet you fucking do nothing. And that's what I'm just aggravated with them. It's almost like you can almost fucking turn me into a conservative because you suck so bad. You know what I mean? Right. It's like you suck so bad at messaging. Like you have no message. Tell me a Democratic platform. You can't because they don't have one.
Right.
They have
no.
nothing.
You're absolutely right, man. They gotta start saying stuff that's not popular. They gotta start having an opinion that might not be popular with everybody. You have to have a strong opinion. You have to have strong beliefs and not wishy-washy. But I also think that in some of these circumstances, like with the Muslim thing, and like they have to be honest. They have to sit there and go, you know what? Fucking hating on women and hating on gay people is wrong no matter who does it.
Yeah, well, that's why they suck because, they fucking cut their nose off to spite their face. It's like they fucking, when Bernie wasn't their guy, they fucking went and voted third party to those garbage shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. It's like they want what they want. They're fucking, I'm sorry to say, but they're fucking whiny bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're whiny bitches.
Yeah,
so and it comes across as that. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing it in my Facebook feed. It's like you want like just whiny bitches, man. Not just with this, with everything. It's like
whatever, absolutely
everything, and it's like, dude, you coming off as fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you got to have a fucking stance, and sometimes some of the things you say aren't going to be popular. Take a fucking ballsy stance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Point out that some things like, the Mexicans, we got to keep them out. Like, point out that maybe some immigration isn't good for us.
Right.
Say it. You got to say it.
Well, it's like, because it's just like when the people that support Trump or conservatives cut videos together where they show Trump say this thing about Mexicans, then they show Bill Clinton say almost the same exact words, and then Obama say almost the same exact words, but Trump's the fucking asshole. It's like this is the hypocrisy that annoys people. It's like like he's saying the same thing this guy said.
Right.
Like, but he's not your guy.
Right.
It's in video form, so you can't deny it. It was taken out of context. It's the same fucking words.
Right.
We have a problem with immigration. It's like, and I think that's what infuriates people that aren't like the racist type of Trump supporter, like my mother and my brother. You know what I mean? It's like, you guys are fucking phony.
Right.
Like, but what are you going to do? Holy shit, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into this podcast.
Well,
but it was good, though. It wasn't dragging.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have to pee. That's probably why I said that.
Yeah, I got to go get my daughter.
You have anything you're promoting, Mike?
No, you?
No.
No, I have nothing going on.
No. I may
I'm at
have.
Dangerfield's tomorrow.
There you go.
Friday, I'm at Pocono Palace,
Oh, exciting.
where my dreams go to die.
Dreams go to die. I'm pretty, my September and fall is good, but I'm pretty done for the summer. I may be in the city next week at Broadway Comedy Club, but I haven't gotten a confirmation on that spot yet. But check joefernandez.net or follow me on Facebook. I'll post where I'll be. Go to MikeGaffneyLive.com, see where Mike will be, or follow him on Facebook as well. Thanks for listening, everybody. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.